Today we're going to be talking about our three-dimensional solids by calculating surface area and lateral area. Let's start off by talking about what the difference is between these two. When we talk about the surface area, we're talking about the sum of the areas of all the faces and surfaces. On the other hand, lateral area refers to the sum of the areas of the lateral surfaces or faces only, so everything other than the bases. Now, surface area and lateral area, because they are both measurements of area, are always going to be expressed in square units. Let's take a look at a number of examples together. Find the surface area and lateral area of the prism, round to the nearest hundredth. Now, this prism has been put on its side, and you can see that it has two faces that are triangles, and then three faces that are rectangles. So imagine this is really a triangular prism that's been toppled over. So first we're going to find the surface area, which means the area of all the surfaces. So that's going to be two of those triangles, 1/2 base times height. We've got two of them, so I multiply that by 2. And then we've got three different rectangles, so base times height for each of those. Now we do need to find out what this measurement is. If you look along the triangle, you'll see that we're missing one of the sides of the triangle. Now, because we have a right triangle, we can use the Pythagorean theorem and find that that's equal to about 9.22. So now we can go ahead and find each of these surfaces. So 1/2 base times height, that's 1/2 times 6 times 7. And then we've got three rectangles. So we've got 7 by 10. You can kind of see that as the surface that is right now on the bottom. And then we've got two more rectangles, so one on the side, on the left there. And we also have the one that is the really large one, the 10 by 9.22 rectangle. So finding all of these areas and adding them together, we get this is 264.20 square miles. It did say to round to the nearest hundredth, so you want to make sure you're giving 2 decimal places. Now for the lateral area, that's everything other than the bases. So this is just the three rectangles. So 7 times 10, 6 times 10, and the 10 times 9.22. So adding those up together, we get 222.20 square miles. Okay, let's look at an example with a cylinder. Again, we're finding both the surface area and the lateral area. So the surface area, that's going to be 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Now, how did we get this? Well, you've got the area of the base, which is a circle, that would be pi r squared, and we've got two of those bases, one on top and one on bottom. So we have 2 pi r squared. And then for the lateral area, you can think of this as a rectangle. And if you were to take it apart, you can see that this rectangle is really made up of a height, which is the height of the cylinder, and also, well, what is the length of that rectangle? It's equal to the circumference of the base. The circumference of the base is 2 pi r, hence we have 2 pi r h. Now substituting in, we have 2 pi times 12 squared plus 2 pi times 12 times 15, and that gives us 2,035.75 square feet. Now for the lateral area, that's just the 2 pi r h, so that's just 2 pi times 12 times 15, and that comes out to be about 1,130.97 square feet. Let's move on to a pyramid. Now we have a square pyramid here, and so to find the surface area, it's going to be the area of the base, which is a square, plus we've got 4 triangular faces. Those triangular faces are all equal to each other, so once we find the area of one triangle, we can multiply it by 4. So we have s squared on the bottom, plus 4 times 1/2 base times height. Substituting, we have 2 squared plus 4 times 1/2 times 2 times 3, and that comes out to be 16 square feet. And then the lateral area, that's going to be just the triangles, so 4 times 1/2 base times height, so that comes out to be 12 square feet. All right, now we have a cone. Find the surface area and lateral area of the cone, and again, round to the nearest hundredth. Now, as a hint, on the MCAS reference sheet, the formula for lateral area of a cone is given to you as pi RL. So to find the surface area, we would have to find the area of the base, which is a circle, so pi r squared, plus the lateral area, everything else, pi RL. Now, what is L equal to? L is the slant height, which is not given to us here, but with the use of a Pythagorean triple or using the Pythagorean theorem, we can find that this slant height here is 10. So now we can plug everything in. We have pi times 6 squared plus pi times 6 times 10, and that comes out to be about 301.59 square meters. And then for the lateral area, this is just pi RL, so this is just pi times 6 times 10, which comes out to be about 188.50 square meters. Okay, in our last example today, we are given the surface area and we have to find the measure of one of the missing sides. So in this example, we're going to need the surface area, which means the area of all the surfaces. So let's account for all 6 surfaces. So we have 2 times the length times the height. So length times height, we've got 2 of those. 2 times the width times the height, so width times height, we have 2 of those. And then the width times the length, we have 2 of those. So plugging in what we do know, we have the surface area given to us as 606. We have the length and the height given to us as 7 and 15. Now the width is what we're trying to find, which is x. All right, so multiplying this out, we end up with 606 equals 210 plus 30x plus 14x. Moving 210 over to one side and combining like terms, that leaves us with 396 is equal to 44x. And then divide both sides by 44, and that gives us x is equal to 9. So the value of x is going to be 9 yards.